What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Willie Does Wrestling, back at it again with a brand new video, and we are back with the predictions here today. Of course, tomorrow is Survivor Series War Games, very, very high anticipated, and I know if you're I wouldn't say diehard viewer of mine, but if you keep up with what I do. Last night, myself, Kicking It with Leo and Will Ferris, did Survivor Series predictions on our Bringing It to the Ring podcast, but I figured I'd go on here on my singles channel and give my full uncut thoughts on all of the matches and give my predictions here on this channel in case any of you aren't subscribed to Bringing It to the Ring. It's a pretty decent card, I will say, for Survivor Series. A lot of matches I'm very much looking forward to, and a lot of things that could happen on the show. It's probably going to be PLE of the year, or at least top contender. So I am very much looking forward to Survivor Series. It's happening tomorrow. Special start time, 6 o'clock, and it is taking place in Canada. Oh, Canada, my hometown. So essentially what we're going to do is the same thing we always do for these prediction videos. We're going to give our thoughts on these matches one by one, who we think will win, and any special moments that might happen during the show. There's always the usual 5 matches on the card, so it could be pretty quick. But anyways, let's get right on into it. Our first match we're going to be talking about, we're going to go from the bottom all the way to the top. For the Intercontinental Championship, it will be a triple threat match as Braun Breaker defends against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Now, this has all the makings, minus the War Games matches, this has all the makings to be match of the night. All 3 of these guys are talented. I'm glad that they're getting a pay-per-view spotlight. But who would win? Now listen, I love Ludwig Kaiser as much as the next guy, but I am very confident that Ludwig Kaiser is only in this match to eat the pin. So it really only boils down to Braun Breaker and Sheamus. Obviously, Sheamus, he only needs to win the Intercontinental Championship in order to become a Grand Slam champion in WWE. Though you could make the argument Braun Breaker recently won the Intercontinental Championship back from Jey Uso, so why would they have Braun Breaker win back the belt and then lose it to either Sheamus or Ludwig Kaiser? Now, last night we did talk about the possibility that maybe either Sheamus or Ludwig Kaiser would pin whoever. Braun Breaker won't be involved in the finish, and that would make Braun look strong because he lost his title without being pinned. However, I seem pretty confident that we are not going to get a new Intercontinental Champion in this match. I think Braun Breaker is going to pin Ludwig Kaiser. I think Sheamus is going to be pissed because the last time they faced off against one another, it resulted in a disqualification. So I think Sheamus will then continue to go after Braun Breaker, and that feud for the Intercontinental Championship will continue. That's the direction that I think this match is going to go afterwards. So my prediction, and still Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker. Then we go on for the United States Championship as LA Knight will defend against the recently returning Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura obviously wasn't on TV for quite a bit. He came back, attacked LA Knight, and now he is getting this opportunity at the United States Championship. Now listen, I have seen a decent amount of people criticize this match because, maybe they didn't feel like it was worthy of being on a pay-per-view card. Like, a lot of people would rather see Motor City Machine Guns defend the tag titles against DIY and the Street Profits, but I'm fine with this. It seems like a pretty credible name for LA Knight to defeat. Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously a former 2-time United States champion, former 2-time Intercontinental champion, and also you know, a Royal Rumble winner and NXT champion. So Shinsuke Nakamura has accomplishments. LA Knight, really his only accomplishment is that US title. They want to probably build LA Knight up a little bit more. Do I think LA Knight loses this belt and Shinsuke Nakamura becomes the new United States champion? Hell no. I am dead set confident. I gave 5 confidence points for LA Knight retaining, and I would not be surprised as well if this leads to a series, if this leads to like a decently long feud, like maybe a month long feud, 2 months, where Shinsuke Nakamura is going to continue to go after that United States Championship. He's going to want revenge for losing at War Games. So I'm going to say the winner and still United States Champion, L.A. Knight. Then we go on to our first War Games match that we get to predict, the Women's War Games match, as we got Team Liv, the team of Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae taking on Team Rhea, which is the team of Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Naomi, and originally it was supposed to be Jade Cargill, but she got injured and got replaced by Bayley. Now, like, I do agree that, like, the setup to this match is pretty, like, rushed. It was almost like all these women just decided to come together, and then Rhea Ripley comes out and is like, War Games! And then there you go, because we need a women's War Games match on the card. But either way, I think all of these names, like, I think this is a pretty stacked War Games. Even the inclusion of Candice LeRae, I'm glad that they got Candice LeRae doing something, at least. Now, I think Leo touched based on this last night, that ever since the main roster incepted the War Games match, every single time the babyface team has always won against the heel team, which I have also noticed, and that's why I think the heel team should win. And I also predict that there is going to be a little bit of miscommunication between the babyface team. I mean, look at all the rivals. I mean, Bayley and Io have a little bit of beef. Rhea might miscommunicate with Io because of, Io is the number 1 contender for the women's world title, but Rhea obviously wants revenge on Liv. You also got Bianca and Bayley, who have had beef for like 4 years. No, 2 years, I should say. Jesus Christ, I was thinking of Kevin Owens and the Bloodline. So I think maybe the babyface team will not be able to coexist. Meanwhile, I feel like the heel team is going to be a little bit more united. A lot of people have also talked about the opportunity of maybe Tiffany Stratton cashing in during this match. I mean, we have both women's champions in this War Games match. Tiffany Stratton could pick one, and she could cash in literally in the middle of the match. I mean, we saw Rhea Ripley try to cash in on behalf of Damian Priest in the middle of the War Games match last year, so who's to say that is not an opportunity this year? However, in terms of who I think should win, I am actually going to go with the heel team. Not only for a bit of a change, because every single War Games match, every single women's War Games match, the babyface team wins, but I also feel like maybe the babyface team suffers a bit of miscommunication and it costs them. And I don't know, I feel like all of these women in the heel team need that win more. Everyone on the babyface team, former women's champions. And really, we have the current women's champions, and we got people like Tiffany, Raquel, and Candice that haven't really gotten that much opportunities as of late and could use a big pay-per-view win. And yeah, that's the route that I think it is going to go. I think Liv, Nia, Tiffany, Raquel, and Candice will win the match. And whether or not you have Tiffany cash in after the match or the match is just over, what have you. But I am going to go Team Liv winning the women's Wargames match. Then we go on to the World Heavyweight Championship matches. Gunther defends against Damian Priest. Rematch from SummerSlam. Now, I am okay with this match happening again. But if you think for 1 second Damian Priest is winning back that world championship, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say to you. It's not going to happen. Gunther is going to hold on to that world championship until at least WrestleMania 41, or until at least maybe Saturday night's main event if he faces CM Punk. I think either CM Punk or hell even John Cena will be the one to dethrone Gunther. There is also the factor that could be Finn Balor. I mean, remember, SummerSlam, Finn Balor costed Damian Priest. Finn Balor still very well hates Damian Priest. It seems like that feud is going to be going on for a little while longer. You could have Finn interfere again, or you could just have Gunther win clean. Gunther needs to do what he used to do in his Intercontinental Championship reign, which is just prove that he's the better wrestler. I get it, Gunther's a heel, and you want to have him be a coward, or you want to have him, win by shenanigans, but we know how good Gunther is. We know what he is capable of. There is no reason to have Gunther just look like a geek every single time, and I feel like that is the problem with his World Championship reign so far. Even though we all know how good Gunther's capable of, he either wins by shenanigans or loses. Like, look at Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? So, I feel like Gunther needs this win more, and he is definitely going to retain, but honestly, I don't want Finn to be the reason why Gunther wins. I want Gunther to win clean, and then whether or not you have Finn and the rest of the Judgment Day interfere, do it after the match to set up Saturday night's main event or something like that. So my pick is definitely going to be still the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. Then we go on to the main event of the evening, a very, very stacked men's Wargames match, as we got the OG Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, with the inclusion of CM Punk taking on the team of the Timu Bloodline, as we have Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, plus the inclusion of Big Bronson Reed. Now, obviously, a lot of people suspected that Seth Rollins was going to be the fifth man, but CM Punk decided to step in instead. I think I've said this in a video before, but I believe this is going to be a big setup for maybe WrestleMania when we get that one-on-one match between Seth Rollins and CM Punk, where CM Punk said, hey, you didn't have the balls to stand up for this company. I did. You know what I mean? Or Seth Rollins will be pissed at CM Punk for teaming up with Roman Reigns, a lot similar to how Kevin Owens was pissed at Cody Rhodes for doing the same thing at Bad Blood. I think this is going to be an absolutely interesting match. Paul Heyman uniting this team as well. I mean, we know his connections with Punk, obviously his relationship with Roman. Loved having the wise man back. Bronson Reed is a very, very good fit for the Timu Bloodline, even though he is not really blood related. It doesn't hurt, and it gives Bronson Reed a very prominent PLE spot. But obviously, the big talk of the town is what is going to happen in this match. How is this match going to go down? What is going to happen? A lot of people are saying, oh, is CM Punk going to betray Roman? Is Seth Rollins going to get involved somehow? Is Paul Heyman going to turn on Roman Reigns, whether he joins the Timu Bloodline or whether he decides to be CM Punk's best friend again? Is Paul Heyman to be trusted in Wargames? And I think they are very, very interesting questions. However, I think this is the OG Bloodlines match to win. Not only did they lose at Crown Jewel, but I also believe this could be the time that we see Roman Reigns get his Ula Fala back and really set up finally that one-on-one match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, whether it happens at Saturday night's main event, whether it happens at Royal Rumble, something like that. And there's also the factor of The Rock. The Rock made a Twitter video, I think yesterday, saying that everything he has to do for the new Moana movie is done, and he promoted Survivor Series, which basically gives everyone the assumption that The Rock could be coming back at Survivor Series. And what are you going to have The Rock do? So I'm going to say that as well as give my prediction right now. I think that the OG bloodline wins. I think Roman Reigns will pin Solo Sikoa and get his revenge and get his Ula Fala back. And right when it looks like Roman Reigns is about to get his Ula Fala back, we get The Rock. The Rock comes out to the ring. It looks like The Rock is celebrating with the OG bloodline. And I think it was Leo that also said this. It looks like The Rock is going to bestow the Ula Fala on Roman Reigns, making him the tribal chief again. And then, boom, grabs him, rock bottom. And then it's revealed that The Rock has been the mastermind of the Timu bloodline all along. I feel like that is the way to set up The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41. CM Punk will then go and feud with Rollins. Bronson Reed can do whatever the hell it is. And then you continue to have the OG bloodline and the Timu bloodline feud until we get to WrestleMania, where it's just going to be Roman and The Rock. I am very excited for this match. I am very excited to see how this is going to play out, whether or not The Rock is going to be on this show, and whether or not we get anything involving CM Punk, whether it involves Bronson, whether it involves Rollins. I'm very, very excited for this show. And yeah, that's about it. My prediction is going to be CM Punk and the OG bloodline. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude my predictions for the 2024 Survivor Series War Games pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on so that way you do not miss an upload. Also, leave your predictions for Survivor Series War Games. Who do you think is going to win all the War Games matches? Any special moments that you think is going to happen? What match are you looking forward to the most? What match are you looking forward to the least? I would very much love to hear your opinions. But ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude the video. This has been your boy Willie Does Wrestling. I will see you in the next video. Be good people and peace. Later.